자, 이제 여러분들은
You have now
애터미라는
encountered a company
회사를
called Atomy.
만나셨습니다. 네트워크 마케팅의 역사를 새로
You have
쓰겠다고
now
하는
met a
정말
company
책에 나와
that
있는
strives to do network marketing
교과서에 나와 있는
business
그대로의 네트워크 마케팅을 이 세상에 한번
and
실현해
practice
보겠다고
the
하는 그런
conventional
회사를
principles
여러분들이
of network marketing
만나셨고
in this
또
world. Also,
현재
you have met people that
애터미라는
have
회사를
succeeded
통해서 성공한 분들을
through
또
Atomy,
여러분들은 직접
whom
보고
you
계신다
can
하는
look
겁니다.
up to.
그러면 이제 여러분들이 어떻게
How will you
성공할
then become
것인가?
successful?
여러분 한 사람 한
How
사람은
will
어떻게
each and
성공할
every one of
것인가
you
하는 거예요.
become successful?
카네기라는 사람이
There was a person, Carnegie,
자기는
who was the
철광왕으로
king of
성공을
steel.
했습니다. 가난한 집의 아이로 태어나서 성공을
He came
했는데
from a poor family but became successful, and he thought to himself, if he was born again to a poor family, would he be able to succeed again?
고민을 해본 거예요.
He thought about this
나이가 먹어서
at an
늙어서.
old age.
그랬더니 자기는
After giving it some
다시
thought,
가난한 집의
he
아이로
realized
태어난다고
that even if he was born
100%
again into a poor
성공자가
family, he
될
would
수
become rich again
있겠다는 생각이 든 거예요.
100%.
그래서 10번을
Even if he
가난한
was
집의 아이로
born into a
태어난다고
poor
하더라도
family
자기는
10
10번 다
times
성공자가
again,
될 수가
he
있겠다.
would succeed every single time again.
카네기는 뭘 알고
Carnegie actually
있었냐면
knew
성공의
about
법칙,
the law
성공의 방법,
of success.
성공의 원리를
He knew the
알고 있었어요.
principles of how to succeed.
그래서
But
그런데
he
많은
realized that many
사람들이
people could
성공을
not
못하고
be
있더라 하는 거예요.
successful.
왜 못하는가 했더니
Why?
자기가 알고 있는 성공의 법칙,
Because
성공의
others
방법을
didn't
모르고
know
있는 거예요.
the law of
그래서
success.
대부분의
That is why
사람들이
most people are
성공을
not
못하더라
able
하는
to
거예요.
succeed.
통계를 보니까
There were
이런
interesting
통계가 있어요.
statistics.
0세에서부터 시작을 해서
Typically, an average person will study from birth until age 30,
그리고 한
and they will
60세까지
work
되게
until
일들을
they
합니다.
are 60 years
그리고
old.
60에서
Then most will
90세까지
spend their retirement from
노후를
age 60
보내게
to
된다.
90.
자, 30년 동안
They study
잘
hard
살아보겠다고
for
공부를
30 years to live a good
30년
life.
동안은
For 30 years,
나름대로
most
다들
work
열심히
very
일들을
hard.
합니다. 그런데
But
이 60세쯤 됐을
statistics
때 통계를
show
해봤더니
that by the age
1%만이
of 60, only 1% become successful.
부자가
Only 1%
되었더라 하는
have
거예요.
become rich.
이 중에 4%의
4% were
사람은
not
부자는 아닌데
rich,
경제
but they were
문제를
well off
해결은
financially.
했더라 하는 거예요. 그리고 70%의
And
사람이
70% of the people
일도 없는데
were out of work
돈도 없이
and had to spend their life after retirement without income.
자, 이것이 오래전 통계이고
These statistics are
또
quite out of
다른
date,
나라의 통계이기
and they are
때문에
from another
뭐
country,
조금씩의
so there
수치의
might
차이는
be
있을 수가
differences
있습니다.
with our
그런데
situation,
우리가 공감할 수
but
있는
I
부분은
think
우리 주변에
we can all agree that
100명 중에 1명 정도가 부자
only
소득을
about
듣는다는
1 out of
것은 공감을
100
하실
people
겁니다.
are rich.
그리고 약
And this number of
5% 정도가
5% is
그래도 노후
quite
걱정 안 하고
accurate,
살
representing
만큼은
those
된다.
who don't have to worry
그런데
after
나머지
retirement.
90%,
Then the remaining 95% of the people
대부분 인생에
have actually
실패자더라
lived
하는 거예요.
failed lives.
자, 왜 이렇게
Many
많은
people
사람들이
could not
실패를
be
하는가?
successful.
그러면 60세에
Why?
이런
If you were
상황에
60 years
처했다고
old
하면은
and put in this
이 노후가
situation,
문제입니다.
your old age could be a problem.
돈도 없는데
There is something
나이를
that
먹으면
follows
반드시
humans
찾아오는 게 있어요.
as
뭐가
they
찾아오죠?
age. Do you know what
질병이
that is?
찾아오죠.
It is
그럼 돈은 더
disease.
많이 들어가고
This
몸은
will cause more
불편해지고
expenses and
젊은
your body will
날에는
become
뭐
unhealthy.
어떤지 어떻게 해서
When you're
돈
young, you
떼어나갈
can
수가
somehow
있는데
manage.
이때는 정말
But this
돈이
is a
필요한
time when
때다.
you really need money.
그런데 요즘에
But there is a
불명한
bad
소문이 돌아요.
rumor going around these days.
100살까지도 산다.
They say people will
무슨
live
120세까지도
until
살
they
수가
are
있고.
120
그러면 이
years
세월이 60년인
old.
거예요.
Then life after retirement
60년
will be
동안
60
돈
years.
없이
To
산다고
live
하는
without
것은
money for 60
가족들에게
years is
엄청난
putting a
부담을
lot of
주는
burden
거고
on your
본인
family.
자신도
You will
정말
have to
힘든
live a
세월을
difficult
살아야만
life as
된다
well.
하는 겁니다. 자, 이렇게 많은
There must be
사람들이
a reason
실패자가
why
되는 것이
so many
이유가
people
무엇인가
live
하는
such
거예요.
failed lives.
카네기는 보니까
Carnegie
바로
concluded
많은
that
사람들이
the
성공의
reason
방법,
was
성공의
because
법칙을
most
몰랐어요.
people did not know
자기는 이
the
성공의
law of
법칙이라는 걸
success.
알고
He
있기 때문에
knew
자기가
that
성공자가 됐다 하는 거예요.
he understood the law of success, and that was why he became successful.
그럼 어떤 사람들이 성공을 하는가?
What kind of people then
성공을
actually
하는
succeed?
사람들이
There is a common
공통적으로
thing that
가지고
rich
있는
people
것,
know
알고 있는 것들이 있더라.
and
그 성공의
that rich
법칙,
people have. These are
이
the
법칙이라고
law
하는
of
것은
success.
누가 아무렇게나 만들어낸다고
It is
해서
not
법칙이 되는
something
게
that is
아닙니다.
arbitrarily decided by someone.
법칙이 되려고 하면
Under the same
동일한
conditions,
조건을
there
주면
must be the
항상
same
같은 결과가
results.
나와야 이런 것을
This is what
법칙이라고
you
얘기를
call a
하는 거예요.
law.
자, 법칙은
A law or principle
원래 있던 거예요.
is something that actually
그래서 이런
already
거를 뭐라고
exists.
그러냐면
That's
원칙이라고
why
원칙.
they are
원래 있던
called
거. 또
principles
원리라고도 얘기를 합니다.
and
그래서 이런 거는 자연 법칙과 같은 거다.
and they are
자연 법칙.
like the law of
자연 법칙은
nature.
창조주 하나님이 만들어 놓은 이래로 그대로 있는
The
거예요.
laws of nature are created by the Creator, God.
스티븐 코비라고 하는 사람은
Stephen
이것을
Covey
정북향의 원리라는
called
말로
it
표현을
the
했어요.
true north principle.
정북향의 원리라고 하는 것은
This means
북쪽은
that
이미
the
정해져
direction
있다.
north is already determined.
우리는 어떤
This
정해진
tells us
원칙대로,
that all of us
정해진 법칙대로
must take a path
그 길을
in which
가겠다는
success is already
그러니까 내
ensured.
방법대로
You
하겠다가
should
아니고
not do this business according to
법칙대로 해야
your
된다는 거예요.
ideas, but
그래서
you must do it
이런 거를
according
자연
to the
법칙이라고도
principle.
하고
And it is
이 자연
called
법칙을
law
농장의
of nature
법칙이라고도
and
얘기를 합니다.
also the law of farming.
농장에서는 농사를 지을 때
When a
반드시
farmer
자연
plants
법칙에
something,
맞도록 농사를
he
지어야
must
합니다.
follow the law of
이
farming.
한반도에서
What
가을에
happens if
뭐를
you
심으면
plant
됩니까?
crops
안
in the
됩니까?
fall?
무조건 안 되죠. 언제 해야 되냐면
It will
봄에
surely
자연 법칙에
fail.
맞도록 봄에
He needs to
돗자리를
plant
만들어서
during
모심기를 해서
the
가을 거지를 해야만 되는 것이
spring
자연
and
법칙이고
harvest
그것이
the
농장의
produce
법칙이다.
in the fall. And this is called the law of farming. If you
농사를 어떻게
observe the
짓는지를
farmer
우리가
when
잘
he's
살펴보면
farming,
그건 다
all of
알잖아요.
you can know
알기 때문에
how he
그걸
farms,
잘
right?
살펴보면
In the same way,
이
if you
성공의
observe it,
법칙도
and you can also
깨달을 수가
figure
있다
out
하는
the
거예요.
law of
그러면
success.
농부가 맨 먼저
What
하는
then
것이
does the
무엇인가?
farmer do in the very beginning? Some people say the farmer must
또 어떤
prepare
사람은
the seeds.
그걸
Some
심을 밭을
say the
준비해.
farmer must prepare the
아니다.
land.
그거를
Others
사야
say
되니까
he
돈을 먼저
first
준비해.
needs money.
아니다. 밭갈이를 해야 된다.
Maybe some
뭐 이런 저런
think
얘기를 많이
he must
합니다.
plow
그런데 농부가
the land
맨
first.
먼저 하는 것은
However, the first thing that a farmer do
얼마만큼 거둘
is
것인가를
decide
먼저
how much he will
그러니까
harvest.
이거를 가지고
This will
모든
decide
것을
all the
결정을
following
하게 되어
decisions.
있다 하는 거예요. 이게 농장의 법칙이에요.
These are
그다음에
called
거기에
the
맞춰가지고
laws
심고
of
가꾸면은
farming. If the farmer
가을에 내
visualizes
머릿속에 먼저
it,
들어왔던 이
everything in
쌀
his
분가가
mind,
어디로 도냐면
the
곡간에
sacks of
들어요.
rice in his mind will manifest in his storage in the
이게
fall.
농장의 법칙.
This is the law of farming.
성공의 법칙도
The
마찬가지예요.
law of success
농장의
works the
법칙에서
same way. In the law of farming, the two
곡간에 들어가는
sacks
쌀
of
분가마가
rice
그 곡간에 들어가기
must
전에
first
먼저
appear
어디에
inside
들어가야
the
되냐면
farmer's mind
농부의 머릿속에 쌀
before
분가마가
they
들어가야 돼요.
manifest in his kip.
내가 어떤 집에 이사를 가기 전에
Before you move to a
그
big
집이
house,
먼저 내
a
머릿속에 들어와야
mental
된다.
picture of the
내가
big
아파트로
house
갈 거냐,
should
단독주택으로
manifest
갈
in
거냐,
your mind before you
50평으로 갈 거냐,
decide
100평으로 갈 거냐,
which at the
이것이
size
먼저
of house
머릿속에
and
들어온
the type
다음에
of house.
내가 그 집에
You need to
들어가는
have
거지.
that in the
이 집에
picture
어떻게
in your
살게 됐어요
mind.
그랬는데
When
글쎄요,
someone asks,
눈 떠보니까
how
이 집이네.
are you
이러는
here?
사람은 아무도
And
없어요.
no one says, I don't know.
우리가 성공자가
In order
되려고
for you to
하면은
succeed,
성공한 나의
what
모습이
must you do
먼저
first?
어디에 그려져야 되겠어요? 내 머릿속에.
You must first imagine success in your head. Then the image will become a
우리의
reality.
사원 중에
In our motto,
생각을
there is
경영한다 하는 말이
creating
있어요. 생각을
vision.
경영한다. 그게 머릿속에다가
This literally
생각을
means
경영을 하라 이거예요.
creating a vision inside your
그려내라 하는
mind.
거예요.
You have to draw it in your mind. It is also called managing your
내 인생이
mind
어떻게 될 건지에 대해서
because it is so
머릿속에
complicated. You
그려넣으라는
must
거예요.
first have the
내
picture in
머릿속에
your mind.
그려놓아야만이 그게 튀어나오는 거예요.
You must first imagine it before realizing it. If you are not very satisfied with your current life,
3년이나 5년 전에
3, that is because 3 years or 5 years ago, you didn't really draw a clear picture in your mind.
없었기 때문에
You didn't do that.
없었기 때문에
That is why
오늘 또 마음에 들지 않는 삶을 사는.
you are not satisfied with your life today.
그러면 3년이나 5년 후에
Then, in order to live a
마음에
life
드는 삶을 살려고 하면은
desire life 3 or 5 years later, then today you need to have a clear picture for your desired life in your mind. If you don't have the picture in your mind, I can say I'm confident that 3 years later you will still not be satisfied with your life 7 years later as well. If you want to change that to a satisfying life, right now, you should imagine your desire in your mind. But this can be a very complicated process, right? It is not very simple, right? Why is this though? That's because humans are not simple. Do you know how humans were created? Humans were born with a flesh, and inside the flesh we have the soul and spirit. We are not living alone. We have our family, nation, and natural environment. So they are called environments. We are surrounded by such environmental factors. We have 4 different factors inside us. And when the 4 factors require different things, we need to meet those requirements. That's when you can say that I lived a very satisfied life. First, flesh. Flesh has a strong desire for survival. For example, basic needs like clothes, food, and house, and desire for health, long life. The flesh wants to live an abundant life. Our bodies naturally want to live healthy and long-lasting life. To summarize this, we express this as to live well. Many people confuse the spirit and soul. We just say spirit and soul, but they are separate ideas. But many people don't really have a strong spirit part, so it is not really outstanding. First, you have conscience here for soul. Conscience always has its voice. When you keep ignoring it, it will become weaker, but it will not disappear. If you keep ignoring it, your conscience will become weakened. In the Bible, it also says that the conscience couldn't function properly. The conscience definitely functions properly. Humans also have the desire to love and be loved by the Creator. If you know God, you can understand this easily. The Bible clearly reveals who God is. It says that God is light. It says that God is life. It says that God is love. This means that God is love itself. God did not just create us. God truly wants to live with us forever in a glorious state. I actually want to talk about this for 3 days, but I see so many eyes staring at me, telling me to talk about the flesh. So let me continue with living well. Yes, we must live well. You must love. People also have the desire to know more. If you do not learn, you will regret it at the end of your life. You must continue to learn. Humans also experience all sorts of emotions, right? Humans also have the desire to be emotionally stable. We will sum up this category as
그다음에
to
우리는
learn.
주변 환경에
Humans
대해서는
also
뭔가
all have the
이로움을
desire
끼치는
to contribute
공헌하는
to their
삶을
world.
살고
You all
싶은
have the
욕구를
desire to
가지고 있다
contribute
하는
to
거예요.
this world,
그래서
the environment.
이 네
So
가지가
these four
우리
things make
인간의
up
구성
the
요소인데
human
이거를
desires.
이 욕구를
That is why we
골고루
must
다
plan
만족시키는
well in order
계획을
to
우리가
satisfy
세워줘야만 돼요.
all four of
이거를
these
종합적으로
categories.
생각을
You
해야
must
돼요.
think in a
그래서
comprehensive manner.
우리는
All people
정말
must live
육신적으로 잘
a
살며 정말
balanced
창조주
life,
하나님을
a life that
사랑하고
is loved
사랑받고
by
그다음에
God, that
배우고
loves God,
평안한
a
감정을
life of
가지고
learning with
살고
stable
그다음에 우리는
emotions, a
주변
life
환경에
that
대해서 뭔가
contributes
이로움을 끼치는
positively to
공헌하는
the
이
world.
네 가지를
When
골고루
you are able
만족시키는
to satisfy
균형
all
잡힌
four
삶을
factors, then you will live a balanced
살아야만
life.
된다 하는 거예요. 균형 잡힌 삶은.
A balanced
그러니까
life.
우리의 인생 목표가
Our
뭐가 돼야
life's goal
되냐면 이 균형 잡힌
should
삶이
be
돼야
to
돼요.
achieve this
다
balanced
같이 따라서
life.
해보겠습니다. 균형 잡힌 삶,
Balanced
잘
life.
살며
To live well,
사랑하고
to love,
배우고
to learn,
공헌하는 삶.
to contribute.
요거 외우세요.
Memorize
그래서
these.
우리의 삶의 목표, 내가 살아가는 모습이
You must
이
draw
균형
in
잡힌
your
삶의
mind this
모습이
goal
내
of a
머릿속에
balanced
그려져야
life.
돼요. 그런데 이게 단순하지가 않으니까 한편의
This is, however,
영화처럼
not
우리
very simple. You
머릿속에다가
must insert
그려넣어야
it in your
된다
mind
하는
as
겁니다.
if it's a movie.
그래서 여러분들이 여기에 누구누구의 인생 시나리오를 오늘 저녁에 작성을
Write out
하세요.
your life scenario
내가
tonight.
살고 싶은 3년 후, 5년 후, 10년 후에 내 모습이
Someone,
어떻게 된지를
life scenario.
머릿속에다가
Write your
그리고
name here
그것을
first.
한편의 시나리오로
Draw
이렇게
in
작성을
your
해보시라 하는
minds
거예요. 또 한
what
가지,
kind of life you
내가
want to live
즉각성
in
계획을
3,
이렇게 쭉 써보세요.
5, and 10
언제쯤은
years.
뭐 가겠다.
Write this
그러면
out
이런
in
거는
any scenario.
여러분 선배들이 잘 알고 있습니다.
One
물어서
more thing.
일단 써보세요.
Please write out your plan
양식을
for your
보면은
ranks
이렇게
like
되어
this.
있습니다.
Give
그래서
yourself some time, and the senior members will know very well how much rank you receive. So ask them and
여기에
fill this
있는
out.
요소가
Please look at the
하나라도
form
여기에
here
들어가야
with
됩니다.
me.
그러면 우리가 의식주 그러면은 현재는 되게 주택 문제가 남아 있죠. 예.
Different
그럼 여기에
items
주택
in
이렇게
each of
쓰는
these
거예요.
categories
그다음에 잘 살려고
must be
하면은
included. When
요즘에는
people talk about
자동차도 있어야
meeting their
되겠죠.
basic needs,
그렇죠?
their priority is usually the
그다음에
issue
또
of
잘
housing.
살려고 하면 뭐도
You
있어야
can
되겠어요?
then write housing
현금.
here.
현금도 좀 있어야
You also need a
되겠죠. 또 잘
car to
살려고
live well,
하면은
right?
뭐 여행도 좀 다녀야 되겠죠. 우리가 부모에게 효도하는 거 이런 것도 해야
Also need
되겠죠.
cash.
그다음에
You also need to travel once
또
in a while, right?
배우고는 뭐 자녀 교육도 들어가고 자기
And
공부도 들어가고
piety is
그다음에
also
공헌하는
very
삶은
important.
우리가 봉사하는
Your
것도
children's
들어가고
education
또
is
뭐가 들어갈 수
also
있겠어요?
very important. Write down their studies here.
봉사,
Then,
기부
a life of
같이 씁시다.
contribution can
그다음에 또
also
뭐가 들어갈 수
include
있어요?
social service. What else? What else can we put
건강.
here?
예, 건강해야 되겠죠. 자, 이런
Write
요소들을
down
우리가
service or
가지고
donation
있다.
here.
그러면은
What else can
이거를
you include
자기가 이렇게
in here?
평가를 한번 해보세요. 이렇게 눈금이 나와
Health.
있습니다. 그러면은 내
Health is very
주택은
important.
내가
There are
정말
the things that we need in
만족스러운가
life.
하는 것을
Next,
여기다가
why
10점
don't we
만점에 몇
evaluate
점인가 표시를
your
해보라
own
하는
life?
거예요.
There are marks here in each
내가
item.
주택은
Evaluate your current
100평에
situation.
살고 싶은데
For example,
25평,
on a scale from 1 to 10,
그렇죠?
how your housing situation is.
100점 만점에 25점. 자, 그러면 이게 자기 점수가 되는
What
거예요.
mark would you
자동차.
give you yourself
자,
for
그러면
your house?
여기다가 이제
Give yourself
주택에
then
대해서
2.5.
내가
25 out of 10.
25평에 살고 있다.
This will be the mark for your item.
그런데
Next is car.
결국은 100평까지 가고 싶다.
Let's go back to car. To house.
100평짜리는
You are currently living in a house that's 80 square meters, but you want a house at 320 square meters. I assume it will cost around $2 to $4 million. If it's outside of Seoul, $2 million. If it's inside Seoul, $4 million.
이렇게 가는데 중간에 50평짜리
Let's just say it will cost $2 million.
사겠다.
Let's say the house you live now costs 400,000. Then you can break down that your goal to buy a house at 165 square meters. Then you must give yourself a deadline too. Write down your current situation, then write down your goal for 2 years and 5 years. Then let's say you will live in this house in 2 years, and then in 5 years you will live in the house at 330 square meters. You must imagine that house vividly in your mind. Then you will have to go to the model houses, right? You have to research the price as well. How much cash do you have? You are in debt? Well, then there's a minus, right? Give yourself a 0. What about filial piety? You must treat your parents well. There are many people that think they are looking after their parents by giving them $200, $300 a month. You cannot just merely give them a small allowance. Old people need at least $2,000. You must at least give them about $3,000 a month. They will need that money for the hospital bills, right? And they can treat their friends too. Next is donation and social service. You need to make plans for these two. But actually, it's very difficult to come across people who donate and serve after they become rich. The true essence of donating is to help those who are worse off. So even when Atomy sales were very low, our company started donating then. Even when the company was small, we made it our goal to donate. You might think you will be generous when you are rich, but it's very difficult to do if you don't make it a habit. Atomy also plans to help others in a systematic way. We will start a welfare foundation and hire employees. We will try to help others in an efficient manner. Thus, you must have a clear picture in your mind. You must know what kind of car you want to drive. How will you do to respect your parents? How will you educate your children? And everything will have to be vividly in your mind. That's why we must live good lives, because we have our loved ones. If you don't live well, the love will also break down. Have you seen couples that just live together? Those are couples that don't really love each other anymore. Someone once said, it actually requires a lot of energy to get a divorce. There are people who are too lazy to even go through that process. They say, why go through such a difficult process? Let's just live. Just live together. Actually, I chased after my wife for a full year in the beginning. We ended up getting married. We actually had a good life. But one day, the company that I started went bankrupt. I was too ahead of my time, so the company that I founded went bankrupt. So our family had to live down in a run-down apartment for 3 years. The windows were very cold, just like before, right? You have to cover the windows with plastic and do the condensation of those sheets of plastic. Then the water will drip down and you will have fungus everywhere. And this will cause a really bad smell in the house. And it was also very cold. I would tell my wife, honey, let's turn up the heat. When you are poor, you don't have to save. But my wife would answer, you think I'm cold too? She would say something like that. That means that she was also cold. But because I didn't earn money, I shouldn't complain. I will say that you don't need to save when you're poor. Just use it. Let me tell you. Don't save money when you don't have money. Just spend it as much as you have. Foolish people save money when they are poor. In that cold room, I save $50 a month by saving on fuel. But with these $50, our house would have been warm. It's just $250 a year. I was taking the cold to save $750 in 3 years. I'm so angry about thinking about it right now. This is a very foolish thing to do. Does this $750 thing? It means nothing. I had to suffer in the cold for 3 years to save $750. As I said, I told my wife, you shouldn't try to save money when you're poor. Just use it. I knew what she was thinking, that because we are in this situation, because of your mindset, we will continue to argue. That's why men are quite insensitive, right? If I wasn't that harsh with my wife, I don't think we would have fought like that. But I just said whatever was in my mind. And as you can imagine, our relationship started falling apart. We had such a good relationship, but slowly it was breaking down. When I returned home, she just said, "Are you here?" Our dialogue started becoming more and more hostile. She sleep. Heard those words, my world fell apart. My legs started to give up, and my body became weak. I collapsed on the floor just right there. I hugged her legs, and I started to cry. Honey, don't leave me. I can't let you live like this. Let me at least buy you a house first for your retirement. Let me put money in your bank account. Please, I can't. Hugging her, then she just looked at. No, I already bought her a house. I put a lot of money in her bank account. But now she doesn't say she's going to leave me. That's why we have to live well. When I look at my parents, really, they're so happy that we're doing well. Everyone must live a good life. That's why. All these four things are connected. When you become rich, you should help those who are in need, right? Even if it's for those people, you need to live well. Money is not something that you just accumulate. It's not that. Not at all. The most satisfying thing in the world is to give and bless others. You can know that the true happiness comes when you give rather than when you receive. All the mothers here that are sitting today, you want to receive from your children or you want to give to your children? You want to give to your children, right? All the men here, you want to give to your wife, right? That's why you want to become money. You want money and become rich, right? Therefore, we must live well because we have our loved ones. All of you are sitting here to have a good life, right? All this is to say that you must picture in your mind the life that you want to live as if it was a movie. This movie must play inside of your mind vividly. You can then ask if you can achieve your dreams just by playing this movie in your mind. In conclusion, yes, you can. This is proven, even scientifically. How is this proven? Our bodies actually have a hard time distinguishing reality from the imaginary world. Then, your body cannot tell the difference between whether you're truly a rich person or whether you are just imagining it. That's why we must bring about change in our bodies. Let's say you want to do business with someone. Let's pretend that you venture into a business with money. Your potential partner actually will look at your gestures more than the words that are coming out of your mouth. When you're talking to other people, your expressions or your manner of speech are going to be more important. in moving people's heart
내가 하는 것은 아닌데 친구가 한다고 그러니까
than your words.
뭐 어쩌고 저쩌고 요 따위로
Than the
얘기하면
actual words that you
그
use.
사람이 움직이겠냐 이거예요.
If you say, this is not my
해가지고도
business, but my friend is doing it,
오면 얘기해
do you
줄게.
think the other
뭔데?
person is going to listen to
빨리
you?
너 빨리 안 오면
You need to call your
영자한테
friends and
연락하다가
say,
빨리 와.
come here.
뭔데?
What?
돈 많이
I'll
벌
tell
수
you
있는
when you come
건이야.
here. What is
나
it?
혼자 부자 될까?
Come on.
같이 될까? 빨리 와봐.
If you don't tell,
얘기를 할
if you don't
수가
come,
있어야
I will
된단 말이에요.
tell John
그렇게
about it.
얘기를 하면은 무언가 싶어
What is it?
쫓아오게 돼 있어요.
I found
근데
something you
그렇게
can earn a lot of money.
내가
Do you want to join
바뀌려고
me?
하면은 내
You want to become
생각부터
rich?
바뀌어야 된다.
You need to have at least this kind of
생각이
confidence.
바뀌면은
If you have this attitude, then your friends will follow
바꿔낼 수가
you.
있어요.
However, if you want to
한번
change, first your thoughts need to change first. If you change your thoughts, then you can change your mannerisms. Shall we do an experiment? I told you that our bodies are not able to distinguish between reality and imagination. Imagine that there's a sweet and sour pomegranate in your mouth. There's a handful of seeds there, right? Imagine biting it into the fruit with your teeth. It's exploding inside your mouth. That sweet and sour juice is filling your mouth. What's happening right now? Raise your hand if you're not salivating. If you don't, you need to go to the hospital. Your body will react the same way whether you're actually eating that pomegranate or whether you're just imagining it. This shows that whatever it is you're thinking, that will determine your reality. One expert called this a self-fulfilling prophecy. A self-fulfilling prophecy. This means that people are able to determine their own fate just by thinking about it. The biggest reason why you can't make 30 to 50,000 a month is that you need to imagine making that money. That is the biggest reason. Then what kind of people you must be to earn that money? You have to be the ones that have the reason to get that money. Your life will turn out just as you imagine it. It's that your body, your speech, and your mannerism will all change accordingly. Imagine all of you sitting here today, just like that. When I first started this company, my first lecture was in front of 17 people. I gave this lecture to 1.7 million people. Why? Because that was already in my head. There will be millions of atomians in the future. Why? Because I already imagined that outcome. If I want there to be millions of atomians, then the next thing that comes to my mind is what must be the quality and price for this atomic products. I'm brainstorming what our company must do in order to become a global company. All of you sitting here today, where do you come? You were here first in my mind. There are going to be billions of Atomy members in the future, and that's going to be possible because I have imagined it first in my mind. I'm creating an image in my mind where billions of members are here. Depending on whether that has been initially visualized in my mind, then I start thinking that what I must do in reality. Let me think of the price, the marketing plan, and the strategy that our company must do. The life you have imagined in 3 to 5 years will become your reality. It doesn't take that long to become rich. Don't think that you have to work for the rest of your life. There are not many people who have become rich just by working their whole life. I'm sure some of you have made big money before. If you see people who have become rich, they make a lot of money in a short period of time. Most people make a lot of money during that short period of time. There are some who say money just came by. 3 to 5 years is enough time to build a system that will make money for you for the rest of your life. You are not making money the old way, but through the new Atomy way. I hope you will realize that there's a new path ahead of you. You need to change the way you think. As you engage in this busy Atomy business, you need to imagine the life you desire. What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of car you want to drive? How will you bless your friends? How will you bless your family? You must take care of those that are here around you. You must balance it well. Then you will be able to live a life of blessing, and you will be able to give to others. You will experience the joy of giving, and as you are feeling with this joy, you will live a successful life. Okay, that's all for my lecture. Thank you for listening until now.